I stayed and worked every Monday night for 2 or 3 years. I fell in love with at least 3 women in that short time, and each affair fell apart because I would not settle down. I kept driving between Seven Springs and New Hope, North Carolina, New Hope, Baltimore, New Hope, Ocean City, Maryland, New Hope, until I was tired and I was worn out. I produced 2 more albums, Mistakes and All Volume 1 and Volume 2. Billy Boyce put up the money for both albums. I named them Mistakes and All because of the mistakes that were made during the recordings, but now, as I look back, the songs tell of the mistakes and all of a troubadour's life. It's ironic how writing this book has made me realize so many things. At the same time this was all happening, Big Gene and I were fast becoming partners. He was now living in my brother's Holiday Rambler RV in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania, and I was there with him a couple times a month. We had become very close friends, and that is something I value to this day. We talked about everything under the sun. Big Gene has led an extraordinary life. We drank together, laughed together, shared intimate life stories about lost loves and drunken mistakes that we both had experienced. I learned a lot from this old man. We were the same in so many ways that it was scary. He was almost 20 years older than me, but we thought the same way. We still do. We started talking one night about Montana and Wyoming, and we were drinking Jameson's Irish whiskey, and I said, "Hey, Gene, let's go somewhere we've neither one ever been." He pulled out the Rand McNally map, and we looked for the state with the smallest population. Montana seemed to be it. We were both tired of the East and all the people and the traffic. We hungered to see something new and beautiful. The movie Lonesome Dove was just coming out, and we were hypnotized and caught up in the adventure of the 2 main characters. We were basically in the same situation as Captain Call and Augustus McCrae. The more we drank and dreamed of Montana, the more we thought we should just pick up and go. We were crazy, and we knew it. God had fun dreaming. We had fun dreaming of the mountains and the prairies. I even started talking about it in my shows. The bars and the relationships were driving me nuts. Debbie was getting involved with an old high school boyfriend, and I was as unsettled as the wind. My spirit flew like the wings of 100 eagles. Nothing like Nashville was ever going to slow me down again. The West was calling my name day by day and month by month. I needed to smell the sage and feel the northern Rockies' cold, crisp air on my face. I needed freedom and loneliness and wide open horizons with no restraints on my dream or soul. I needed to wander into total darkness one more time like Captain Ahab, like Will James, like Louis L'Amour, like Robert Service, like Jack London, like Captain Jack, like Yukon Tim, and like Mountain John. I was crossing Illinois once, years before, on a back highway and came upon a yard sale in the middle of nowhere. A farmhouse was sitting there, and an old man was in a chair, and all this shit stacked around him in the yard. I stopped, walked into the yard, and said, "Howdy, old-timer, what are you doing?" He smiled and said, "You're on the road there, aren't you, boy?" I said, "Yep." He said, "I used to ride the rails, but I'm too old now, so I'm staying here with my sister and her family. But you know, young fella, every time I hear a train whistle, I want to grab a handful of jacket and go." I'll never forget the twinkle in that old man's eyes as he said those short, clear words. I feel the same twinkle in my soul every time I think of the open road and the sunrises and sunsets and the arms of unknown love. God, life is grand. I want to feel my spirit soul for eternity. That's the stuff poetry and music and stories and books are made of. Dreams, adventure, uncertainty, and insecurities. The feeling that at any moment it could all be over and you may not have ever stepped out and taken the chance. The chance to see it all and feel it all and love it all and fear it all. Fear is what makes people stay in one spot and succumb to the mundane, everyday grind of life. Fear is what makes me and my kind go and look for the magic in the wind, the beauty of the sunrise on the river, the lonely feeling of the rising of the harvest moon as you sit alone on the eastern slope of the Bighorn Mountains and cry because there's no one there to share that beauty with. You can't even call someone and tell them about it because it is indescribable. Ah, the magic and the beauty of it all. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a talent that could guide me through it all, a talent that could take me to all those places, to see all those things, to love all those women, and to experience the lost yet ever exciting memory of it all. That's why I kept going. That's why I keep going. That's why I'll stay out of here till I go on to the other side. If I travel far enough and long enough, I'll cross that great divide into the other space that everyone seems to fear but me. I am not afraid to go on. I'm afraid of not being able to share it. That's all. My gift that was given to me requires that I share it with people who are afraid of it. Don't fear it. Embrace it.